everyone, Kareem Rae here, and today I have Ceej Smith, who's a professional footballer at FC Edmonton, on with us today. CJ, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
I'm good. It's our first time meeting online, and it's awesome to have you on.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, CJ, can you just take us back in time and share how you got involved into the beautiful game?
Honestly, it's a story I told a couple people. My parents, when they had me, said I wouldn't sleep at night, and I had so much energy. So they put me into a sport that just required nonstop movement. So, and that's literally how how I started playing. They said I enjoyed it, and I asked to play again next year and next year and next year, and it just became a passion of mine.
Right? So you obviously played house league, and then you went into rep.
Yeah.
You mentioned all the teams that you played with.
So I started out in what's this place called? Grand Valley, somewhere in like Bolton, Caledon area, playing house league. And then a coach by the name of Frank Fontana picked me up and said, I caught his eye, and if I want to come out to rep tryouts, he has a team. I went. They liked me. They kept me. So I played there for a little bit. Then Frank left, unfortunately. We got a new coach. I also decided to leave after I think a couple more seasons. I went to Brampton, went to play for Brampton East for a couple seasons. And then that's when a lot of my friends started leaving the rep area and starting to go to academy. So I had Nigel Reed. He was one of my friends. He played at A&B, and we had some guys going TFC was coming around. And so I was trying to figure out like what's best for me if I want to continue to play and get better. And then I met up with Jeffrey of Future Stars. And he said that he was playing at Pro Stars and I should come out and see what it's about. I ended up going. The coach, Joseph, he liked me, kept me for a little bit. I played there for a little bit. I got the opportunity to go to Europe. So I went there for 6 months. Unfortunately, my papers didn't come in, so I just did a lot of training there. Loved it. And after that, I was trying to figure out, do I want to go to college? What do I want to do? I didn't have the greatest grades. So Jeffrey once again said, hey, Kay, like, do you want to go to college? And I'm like, I don't have the grades to go. I know these guys, He said, don't worry about it. We got a plan for everybody. And I said, shoot, just let me know what I got to do. I ended up going to Mississippi Gulf Coast Junior College. Did 2 years there, played there, loved it. Shout out to Chris Handy, he gave me a chance. Ended up going to South Carolina after my 2 years. Played 1 semester there. I loved the school. Soccer just wasn't working out there. I went to Georgia Southern. Was there for 2 semesters. It wasn't working out there. And then, the pandemic hit, so we missed out a season. That's already my 4 years. I'm trying to figure out what my next plan is. After that, an email came by and said all players that, have an extra year because of COVID ended up going to Houston Baptist. I sent out like a bunch of emails before I went to Houston Baptist, actually. Sent out a bunch of emails. Coaches are like, are you even eligible? Are you eligible? I literally got the same reply all the time. Are you even eligible? Do you have proof? With the COVID going on, I know the coaches were busy, so they couldn't do their own research. And so it was hard for me. I got a lot of, yeah, we'll see compliance. We'll call you back. Didn't get the call back. It was just a rough time. And then after that, I was talking to Jeff, and I'm like, Jeff, at the time I was in America playing in the summer. And I'm like, Jeff, like, I think I'm just going to come home and come back to Canada and see what I can do there. He's like, nah, bro, let's push. We'll find something. HBU, Houston Baptist ended up liking me. Shout out Coach Pratt for that. He said, we'll take you. You just got to come in and do a couple online courses to make sure that you can graduate on time. Like 6 days later, I was on a bus from Mississippi to Houston and then played out my season. And now I'm here. So I was on trial since February, about 4 weeks-ish before I got good news. And now I'm here, 1 assist in our season. So rocky road, but it was worth it.
Nice. It was a long path to
yeah.
Shout out Jeff and Reed from Future Stars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I want to just like tap in here just a little bit. You mentioned like I think 3 different schools, right?
Yeah. Four.
4 different schools.
schools.
You're the,
Yeah.
you're the first person I spoke to that went to 4 different
When
schools.
I tell people that, they're like, "How did you like? How did that even happen?" I don't know. By the grace of God, I guess it all worked out.
Um, just to make it simple, what school was your favorite school? Yeah,
Everything had its own category of something that I enjoyed. Like Mississippi, I enjoyed playing. Like it was fun. It was like our team was really really good actually. So we did a lot of winning. It was fun. Uh, the level wasn't too high, junior college. But the misconception is some guys think junior college is terrible just because of but some of the got some ballers down there. South Carolina was a big, big school, so the football games were crazy, basketball games were crazy. Georgia Southern, I met some great friends. We still keep up to this day. Like it was like we always had something to do. You know what I mean? But HBU was a rough season, but I think like there's like where I enjoyed myself the most a little bit. Yeah.
HBU. So probably had a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
What'd you
I met a
study?
lot of people.
What'd you study?
Oh, I was a sociology major. But then I got transferred into just general studies for just because eligibility purposes. When you transfer, you lose credits and all that stuff. So that's one sacrifice that I had to make.
Nice. So boom, you had your 4 years at 4 different schools, and
Yeah.
are you a 99?
I'm a 98.
A 98.
Yeah.
Is that a 98 or 99?
99.
99. Okay, yeah, I was confused there.
Yeah.
So boom, after 4 years, 4 different schools, you came back to Canada, and then so did they have something set up for you over here, or was it how did you find yourself at FC Ed?
So basically, obviously, you have to sign with an agency and it helps you find school, not school, sorry, clubs and stuff like that. So I signed with my agent, and he said that we have FC Edmonton lined up. They said they'll take you in to take a look. So I still have to finish school. I'm still in school at the moment. So Jeff, I mean, I consult Jeff with a lot of things, but I trust him with his judgment and stuff like that, with future stars. And I said, should I stay home and just wait for the call up and go, or do I go back to HBU? And I mean, at least I'll be training to help my studies and this that. He said, go back, train as much as you can. Once you get the call up, you book your ticket and you go, and that's how it was. So my agent really lined it up, and I just waiting for the date. I got my date and booked my flight and packed up all my stuff in hopes of not having to go back to HBU because hoping to sign my contract.
And when you say go, it was going to FC Edmonton.
Yeah.
Wait, so how did you get to FC Edmonton though? Like, was it lined up through Jeff?
No, my agent Ceej, SC Sports.
Okay, SC Sports.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, so and how did they come to you, or did you go to them? How did you find
Honestly, you're gonna hear the name a lot, but Jeff.
Wow.
Jeff works hard. Jeff works hard. So I mean, whoever's watching, listening, Future Star Sports, those are, you know what I mean? He works hard.
Got
So
it.
and he lined me up, and if you look back on his Instagram, I've been posted and we've just been sticking together, and we've just been, he always says, bro, you can do it. I mean, it's hard as an athlete. Like you see guys, they go up in the system of, academy, they get a call up and then they never have to go to school. Or some of my friends, they go, I'm in high school and they're off for 2 weeks because they got a call up to go to Europe and something like that. Everyone's path is just basically different, and my path was just I had to go through school and to get here.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's why I do these interviews with pro players, because everyone has a different story of how they got there, right?
Yeah.
And it's good to share publicly with the youth so they could learn and find a way to get to their destination as well. So that's why we do it.
Exactly.
So does Jeff only recommend players that he think are able to make it to the pro level to this agency only, or does he work? Do you know if he works with any other agencies?
Honestly, he's pretty everywhere. Guys that haven't gone pro, he's still working with. The guys that were in the school at the same time that I was, and we're still in the same class. Like I said, it's always gonna route back to everyone's path is different. You know what I mean? Some guys go to the MLS draft, and you know what I mean. They and then some guys you got to work your way up, and you got to start at USL 1, and you get the call up, and you get the call up, and so Jeff is really just. I think this is where you're best, and this is where your level is right now. let's work together to get to where you want to get to. You know what I mean? And that's what it was for me. It was I didn't get to go to like the biggest schools and Duke and you know what I mean. Some of the schools that I played against, like Clemson. You know, everybody wants to go there because those are where the scouts are looking, and that's where you know you see guys in the draft list. This person from this university went here. You know what I mean? You don't really hear about the smaller universities, but you know what I mean. It's just wherever you think your level is. It's just go where you feel like you're being appreciated the most, because it doesn't make sense to go to the biggest school and not get any minutes, because you know what I mean. You just I don't want to say you're getting swept under the rug, but you know who's really looking on the bench for you to score a goal? You know what I mean? Like you can't
Yeah.
score a goal from the bench. You know what I mean? You got to go somewhere where the coach is going to be like, yeah, like you will play. Like I need you to be this, and I need you to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So
a good point. That's a good point. But you made it, man. Look at
yeah,
that. Look at your story.
yeah,
You made it
yeah.
now. So that's amazing. Congratulations to you too.
Thank you.
Um,
Appreciate that.
you know, I just want to get a little more specific about how you got to FC Edmonton. So, you know, you asked Jeff if you should stay or go back. He said go back until you get the
Mhm.
call, and then you got the call. But how did you um was it just a trial set up specifically for
Yeah,
you?
yeah. So they had their trials. Like they obviously you have some guys that are already signed. Then you have your trial period. So I got called on trial, and I was told to this is my date that I come in. You know what I mean? And the way that we did things was you're on trial, and then I guess the coach will let you know either I'm going to keep you or I'm going to let you go. So I saw a lot of guys come and go, and I saw you know a lot of talent and boys that have been in the league that didn't make the cut. You know what I mean? It just goes to show that just you know what I mean, play your game. It doesn't matter the experience that this guy's played here, this guy's played here, because there's some guys that I thought were like, wow, this guy's, you know what I mean, but it just didn't end up making the cut. So that's how our trial went. It was a pretty lengthy period, but um honestly, I
Um,
stick to it, take care of your body. It's one of the biggest things that I learned, because towards the end of my trial, my hips were starting to get tight. I wasn't moving at a rapid pace, and I just learned that you got to stretch and really take care of your body.
yeah, ice baths. How long was how? Yeah, those are the best. How long were the trials for?
So I think I was on trial for maybe 2.5 before I got good news.
2.5 months?
Weeks.
Weeks. Oh, I was about to say
Yeah.
2.5 months. That's
No,
long.
no,
Yeah,
that.
2 weeks.
But there was some guys here for like 8 weeks.
Wow.
Like the last day, it just didn't work out for them. But you know, still working with. I still in contact with some of them. They still working. I tell them, bro, keep pushing. You never know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, if you made it that far,
Yeah,
you're a good player. So
exactly.
what do you think that you did on the pitch, on or
Mhm.
off the field, or both, that made you stand out and made FC Edmonton's coach say, "I want to take this guy on our team"?
Honestly, play to your strengths is the biggest thing. I told that all the time. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because you know everybody makes mistakes. If you try to play perfect, you're gonna mess up. There's I don't know something law. You know the law. They have the laws of whatever. There's a law. It says if you think about making the mistake, you're gonna make the mistake,
Right.
and just go with the flow. Encourage people. Communicate is one big thing. There's coaches. They look at things on the field, off the field. Like what are you doing in the warm up? How you doing in when you're not the focal group, when there's a team playing 11v11 and you're over there doing technical work, and are you going through the motions? Are you putting it 100%? You know what I mean? They're always looking. So I think that my mindset coming into this was I brought all my stuff, so I might as well stay. That was my biggest thing. So every time I came into training, it was I need to you just give yourself some goals. I need to take 3 shots, quality shots today. I need to get an assist in this game. I need to do this. I can't let my guy get by me. I can't lose my marker. Just things like that. And for me personally, I feel like my mindset was just play my game, don't overcomplicate things, and just have fun. Honestly, I mean, I've been playing soccer for probably 20 years now.
Wow.
I mean, you know the rules, you know how to play. It's something you do every day. Just go ahead, and it's just, you know what I mean? Another day at the park.
Absolutely. Did you have some extra time? I know we're about to be over time here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm good. I'm good.
Very cool. So I want to focus a little bit of more on the field things, because I usually ask a lot of off the field things
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's important. But
Mhm.
you know, do you have any rituals or any things that you consistently do before you get on the field, or a prayer or something cool?
So always like to start the night. I get a night's rest. Obviously, that's where it starts.
Mhm.
I like to eat pasta the night before and the day of.
Mhm.
When I'm in the locker room, music, if I don't like the music going on, I put on your headphones. I like keep myself pumped up and stuff. But here's when it starts to get, a little, I put the right sock goes on before the left sock and the right boot goes on before the left boot. And in the warm up, I don't tie my laces until I'm about to go on. Either go on or kick off. That's pretty much how things go for me.
Got it. Who's your favorite artist?
Moneybag Yo, Kevin Gates are up there in my playlist. A
For
little bit of
sure.
that. Yeah.
And what kind of what position do you play, and what kind of player are you on the field?
I'm a winger. I'd say I'm pretty rapid. I like to go at guys. Trying to get myself to be a little bit more. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say direct, but more of a killer instinct. Obviously, I've set my goals for the season, but I would say I'm a little bit crafty type. You know what I mean? I like to assist. I like to pass. Decent crossing. Shooting's not too good, but we're working on it.
For sure. Yeah, it's in the works. No
Yeah,
worries.
exactly.
So a lot of the youth in Canada look up to the Canadian Premier League players.
Mhm.
What advice would you give to those players that play in your position, in that attacking wing position? What are
Ooh.
3 pieces of advice that you'd give to them?
Stay dedicated first. A lot of the things that got me to where I am right now is things that weren't even on the pitch. You know what I mean? Just the way I like to carry myself. I always want to win. Whatever drill we're doing, if it's team based, let's win. That's always how I always say we don't lose. Whenever we do any type of team thing, we don't lose. So stay dedicated. Um, I mean, there's different types of wingers, obviously, but I would say work on your weaknesses. You know what I mean, and be dynamic.
Mhm.
Those are the three big things that I would say.
Good points. Um, Leading towards your signing, how did you find out that you signed, and how did it feel?
So I got a call from the coach, and he said, "How you feeling?" And whenever the coach calls you, my heart was always racing. It could have been, you know,
I know you're there on the phone, like, yo, like, what's going
yeah.
on
I'm
right
like,
now,
I'm
man?
I'm I'm looking at the phone ring. Like literally, I'd be laying down in bed, phone's charging. I got to make sure I can't miss any calls. Coach calls me, and I'm just looking at it. Like this could be, just how'd you find training today? Could have been nothing. It could be we like you, but we're not going to keep you. It could be good news, and I'm just looking at it. Like, I mean, I have to answer. So I answer, and he says to me, "How you feeling?" I'm good. Training was good. Whatever, whatever. He said, "We like you. We're looking to keep you for the next week. Are you able to stay?" Because I was in a hotel. I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." Sorry. So I stayed. Next days, he would come to me and say, like, great session. Keep doing what you're doing. You're close. And I'm just like, and that's kind of when I start to get in my own head, like, I can't mess this up. And that's kind of where you mess up. So in my head, I'm trying to stay, mentally focused, just keep doing what I'm doing because they like what I'm doing. That's why I don't have to change anything. I don't have to do anything extra. I don't want to do anything less. Just keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Whatever I feel the right play is, make the right play. You know what I mean? I get a call. Coach says, "Hey, CJ, I have great news." I'm just and he's like, we're gonna keep you. We're gonna sign you. We're gonna start going through the process to get you your contract and yada yada yada. But a little bit before that, actually, coach says, "You worked hard. I have a present for you." And so I go over and I get training gear. I get the training top, shirt, shorts, pants, and so I'm excited. I go to the bathroom. I take a picture. I send it to my parents. I sent it to my parents. I sent it to Jeff, and I'm like, "Bro, I got training gear." Like, I'm amped up. Like, I'm moving. Like, But I come back to practice, have the same practice, whatever. And it says, "Congratulations. We want to keep you." Brings us over with the guys that already signed. Gives us a little, we've decided to keep these players. A little clap. A lot of the guys are saying, "Congratulations, it's your first contract." The guys were very, very, very warming. Like, they welcomed us with open arms.
Yeah, I could tell, man. I'm getting excited just
Yeah,
listening
it
to
was.
it
Yeah, I
right
was
now,
excited
bro.
because I mean, throughout my college career, there was always times where like, is it even worth it? Like, like
Yeah.
I'm here, I'm in school, like, and then you see some guys like, guys that I went to school with, they have cars now, they have full-time jobs, moved out of their parents' house, and I'm like, am I behind? You know what I mean? Like, am I behind where I'm supposed to be right now? But it's just everybody. It goes back to everybody has their own path. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And you know, that's exciting from going from that experience of the 4 years, four different schools to now
Yeah,
settling into your first professional contract in a
exactly,
year now.
exactly.
Um, Damn, yeah, that must have been crazy. What advice would you give? You mentioned being dedicated and
Mhm.
dedication, but like, there's thoughts in your head after like first year, all right, I'm
Mhm.
excited. Second
Yeah,
year,
yeah, yeah.
where's this going? Third year, I don't know. Fourth
hmm
year,
hmm
has in your mind, had you win that
One
battle of I'm gonna keep going?
one big thing was there was a time where one of my friends and we used to live off 4.99 it's called a 4 for 4 in Wendy's. It's in America. It's like an American deal. Like you go in late night, they give you like a little burger, fries, nuggets, and a drink and a little sauce. So we used to live off the 4.99, the 4 for 4.
Ah,
And we used to live off 5.99 pizzas. It was like you get 2 boxes, 5.99 each, toppings, whatever. And I'm like, bro, like this is not how we're supposed to be living. And I'm like, yo, like we could just be done. We play back home for fun, but like get a job and start to, you know what I mean? And he's like, I've thought about it, but it's disrespectful to the people that believe in you. You know what I mean?
mm,
And I know a while back, my dad, he used to work 2 jobs and he would leave work and combine all his breaks so he can come watch me to my game. And then he would go back and finish out his shift. You know what I mean?
wow.
So it's just me thinking about things like that, or we're like, we would drive out and have to get on a plane or, you know what I mean? Go to another place to play. And my dad's always saying, I believe in you, I could do it. To me, at some point, I just thought, like, it's my dad. You can't tell me I can't do it. You know what I mean? Or my mom, you can't tell me I can't do it. But just how much they believe in me. And when I told them that I signed my contract and my dad's like, he's tearing up, and my mom, she's like crying on the phone. And like, it's just at the end of the road, it's worth it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you want to stop. And I understand not everybody makes it, but like, you never know with opportunities because I went to school with guys now they're coaching. You know what I mean? They're coming from France, came here, didn't speak a word of English. Now their English is good, and now they're an assistant coach. You know what I mean? Or you have an employment opportunity, or you know what I mean. You find somebody, you guys fall in love, you're getting married. Now you can bring your family to America. You know what I mean? It's just not everybody's plan is the same, or the outcome is the same. Even though what we want is to sign the contract, but there's just so many things that can come from it. You know what I mean? I've built so many connections that, let's say I fly to Houston, I have somewhere I can stay. I fly to Mississippi, I have somewhere I can stay. You know what I mean? It's just, you get to see the world. It's beautiful. I don't know. It's just, I always tell somebody if I could do it again, I wouldn't change a thing. I'd probably hand in more assignments maybe, but like, that's literally it. I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just, it's disrespectful to believe the people that believe in you. The coaches, they sign you, because they believe in you. You know what I mean? Some of them, you know what I mean? You build a connection, and it's just, bro, I love it. I love it.
This is an amazing story right
Yeah.
here. What are 3 tips that you would share with the viewers that want to go pro?
3 tips. Play as much as you can. It doesn't have to be training. I used to go to the Hershey Center, in is it Mississauga? $10, you play for 2 hours. You know what I mean? Those type of things. Play as much as you can, because some people say they wish they played more. When it's done, it's done. Especially if your body can't keep up. Once it's done, it's done. You know what I mean? Play as much as you can. Enjoy every moment, the good, the bad, winning, losing, ties, arguments. Just enjoy it all. Um, and be coachable. That's one thing, actually. Be coachable. Be somebody that people can talk to when they're feeling a way about practice, because they trust you. Be someone that the coaches can come to when they say, what do you think about this? Because those are the people that coaches are going to push for. Like if someone calls the coach and says, hey, how is so and so? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the guys love him. You know what I mean? He's somebody in the locker room that people go to, or, he's funny, or, you know what I mean? We like here, we play music in the locker room, everyone's going crazy, and we just finished practice. Like it's not like we won yet. We just finished practice and we're dancing in the locker room, and you know what I mean? People want to come over to your house. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Just be somebody who people want to hang out with. It's
Yeah,
one biggest thing, I think.
that's massive. It's huge, right? Your network and relationship building, and yeah, it's important.
100%.
Let's talk a little bit like on the field thing. So, you're new to FC Edmonton. Obviously, they have, the guys that have been there for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about a little bit more about on the field things.
Mhm.
Even though they're your teammates, you guys are fighting for positions or for the starting line.
Mhm.
How do you keep a healthy balance or healthy relationship between the person's position that you want to be starting for?
Mhm.
Right?
Honestly, I think it starts with off the pitch. Everyone has a good relationship. Everyone's pretty cool. But when it comes to on the pitch, it's no matter what, it's just you're working hard. You don't want the guy, the guy in front of you to get by you, and vice versa. You don't want, you trying to get by that guy. And that's just how everybody gets better. If one person somebody on the team doesn't want it, the whole thing doesn't function. You know what I mean? We're a unit, and so hard work, a healthy balance of competition. You know, especially when we play the scrimmages and maybe the 5v5, 6v6, like, I mean, it's just, we keep each other, we hold each other to high standards. And with that, everyone gets better. And you know what I mean? You do your extra work, just stuff like that. I wouldn't say there's any bad blood at all. It's just a healthy balance of, you know what I mean? Work rate and everybody wanting to win. At the end of the day, we all want to win. And that's what it's going to take, everyone to work hard.
Nice. Before the fun questions, the last question I have: what's your most memorable soccer moment?
Ooh, my most memorable soccer moment. I think my most memorable soccer moment, definitely when I was playing for the Switchbacks at the time it was called PDL. I think it's called USL1 now. My parents, so they flew out, but I didn't know, so they surprised me, and we ended up playing the Colorado Rapids that game. And I wouldn't want to say there was bad blood between us and the Colorado Rapids, but it was like a rival game. We were in Colorado Springs and they were in Denver, so we're in the same state. Big game. We lost last game like 2-1 or something like that, and there's a controversial call, and it was just madness. So we're going in there with like a head of steam, like we're gonna beat these guys. Obviously they're a professional club, the Rapids, so they're already on, maybe high horse or whatever. And so my parents are at the game, and I even have the video. So one of my friends crosses the ball, and their defender like drops down and it hits his shoulder and bounces in the air. And we're like calling for a handball, but I'm looking at the ball and I just hit a nice bicycle kick, score, put us on the board. And my parents were in the stands and they were going crazy. And we ended up winning that game like 3-2. I even got an assist. So I think I had a goal and assist, but that was like my first ever bicycle kick goal, and my parents were there to see it. So that was big. That was big.
That's a courtesy golazo to a bicycle.
Exactly.
Hard.
I swear.
All right. Well, CJ, let's dive into the fun questions and we'll wrap it up.
Sounds good.
All right. So you got to answer them fast. Who's your favorite team?
My favorite team right now is Arsenal. We're not doing so well, but we're
bro. That's the
we're getting there. Bro. We're getting there.
Oh my gosh.
We're getting there.
Who's your favorite player?
My favorite player, I think, is Dembele. Ousmane Dembele.
Favorite cleats?
My favorite
cleats.
Oh, definitely Mercurials. Vapors.
Favorite food?
Lasagna. Any type of pasta, sauce, bread, mix, pasta, pizza. That's my stuff.
Low-key Italian man.
Yeah.
Italiano. Favorite artist? Well, you mentioned your favorite artist, right? Messi or Ronaldo?
I've had a feeling this one was coming. They're both great, but I'm going to lean towards Ronaldo. Ronaldo is my GOAT.
Go to. Let's just say me and you were about to play. You play FIFA?
I do, yeah. I don't, but I'm good. It's weird. I don't play, but I'm pretty good.
You're good? Okay. So let's just say me and you were about to play. Like, yo, put 5K, put your money where your mouth is.
Yep.
Like, yeah, let's talk about it. Who's your go-to team?
My team right now, I think I would pick PSG.
Yeah, PSG. All right. 2 goals in a game or 1 goal and 1 assist?
2 goals in a game.
would you rather score? Let's just say you guys are tied 2-2. Would you rather score a free kick game winner or a PK last minute goal?
Free kick game winner.
Last one. If you were a coach and you were able to sub in any player from any generation, who would that be?
Sub in any player of any generation. I think I'm doing, because I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm doing Alexis Sanchez that year.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's the last one. I'm gonna ask for more
Yeah.
relating to the Champions League. Who's gonna be in the finals of the Champions League?
I'm going Real Madrid. Benzema's going crazy.
Going crazy.
They're winning the whole thing. That's
You
it.
think Real Madrid's gonna win the whole thing?
The whole thing. There's no finals. Just give it to them. Might as well.
I think it's gonna be a Man City Liverpool, and I'm a Liverpool guy, fan. But I think Man City is gonna win it though.
The thing, I just don't like the two clubs from the same country.
I get it, yeah.
You know what I mean? I watched that during the league. I want to see two guys battle it out to, which country is the best at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I gotta say, like, Real Madrid. I haven't watched the full game. Like, watched highlights, but Real Madrid compared to Man City's, like, Man City looks crazy.
Yeah.
Real Madrid doesn't look that crazy. Like,
they don't look crazy, but you can't ever put it past Benzema to get it done at this rate. He's going crazy. You gotta respect the man. You gotta,
I do. And we'll see. All right, we'll see.
Hey.
All right. CJ, before we go, I just want to thank you for taking the time for joining us on the One Soccer Nation podcast today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes.